Hey, beautiful babies. This is Sammy from Not Your Average Globe, a safe place where we come. We talk all things mental health, spirituality, and quite a bit of tarot. I am fighting back tears, but the best ones humanly imaginable. I want to share a short story with you, just like a testimony, I guess. As a lot of you know, when you begin your healing journey, when you awaken, when you start your spiritual path, right, and you set the intention that you want to heal, you want to grow, you want to evolve, which is exactly what this channel is about. It's like taking you on that evolution, that journey, right? And you ask for that new life and you begin to manifest new beginnings for yourself, right? You start to shy away from the 3D self and like the hedonic treadmill, and your soul starts craving higher vibration things, right? So you set the intention that you want to manifest more of that in your life, more like spiritually evolved friends, more like-minded people, get out of the matrix of like working the typical 9 to 5 and all of this stuff, right? You set those intentions for the new, right? In order to manifest that new, fresh energy, spirit has to make space for it, and they have to help you clear out the old, the unaligned, the things you can't bring with. And sometimes those things are people, friends, family members, right? And one of the things we don't talk about enough is how lonely that can be. Like you're going on this spiritual path and you're doing all this shadow work, and it's digging up like a lot of past trauma, and it's you're getting all these downloads, and you want somebody to share it with. You want somebody to talk these things through with. And a lot of times you feel very alone, right? I've been on this journey for a couple of years now, right? And last year, I tried to make some spiritual friends, but I wasn't fully tapped in yet to that spirit of discernment. I was still very much so like learning boundaries, learning my self-worth, and not checking in with spirit if a specific person or specific channel or whatever was aligned with me. And if that was my path, I would just see a spiritual person and I'd be like, you're spiritual, I'm spiritual, let's be friends, This year, I've become more discerning. I've become more intentional about like-minded people whose path align with mine, people who are like meant to be in my life. And it's been lonely because I've been like more protective of my energy, not closed off, but protective about who I let in, because sometimes even spiritual people can hurt you. You know what I mean? So during the Virgo full moon, I sat down and I journaled about like my goals for the year, because spring is actually the true New Year's. I don't know if you guys know that. Sat down and I journaled about my goals for the year and things I want to accomplish, and there's many of them. But one of the things that I journaled about was being intentional about friends and bringing joy into my life and like-minded people and learning to love life again and learning to like make true friendships, like being intentional about my friends and my spiritual path and who I bring along with me, right? And I asked Spirit that night, I said, Spirit, I'm lonely. I want real friends. I want soul family. I want that found family, people who understand what I'm going through, people who I have this beautiful energetic exchange, this mutual respect, people who are healers, healers supporting healers. I want people that I can learn from, and I want people that I can have an open conversation with. And I got so detailed, right? Literally within a week, it was like I asked and Spirit was like, here you go. Within a week, this girl named Hope commented on my channel, right? And she was like, this was on TikTok. She was like, love this reading. It resonated so great. I would love to do an energetic exchange with you. I'm shooting you a message now. And she wasn't asking for money. She wasn't anything. She was just she loved my video so much that I wasn't charging money for, I put out for free, that she wanted to give back to me and do a reading for me, just as a thank you. And she did, and she added on some Reiki to it. And within the first, like, freaking 5 minutes of FaceTiming with her, it was so clear that she was answered prayer. 22 on the clock when I said this, and this is exactly what happened when we messaged each other. Every single time we text each other, we'd glance at the clock and it'd be like 11:11, 22, 7:17. You know, we'd go to get coffee and the microwave would say this, and then I would be like, I see crows, and she'd be like, that's crazy. One of my primary like spirit guides is, I call him Crow Man, and you know, like, it just, everything was so synchronistic, and it was like God was screaming, you asked, here they are, right? And then she introduced me to her friend Nat, and Nat was a Reiki healer too. And then I told her about my friend Melanie, and she's like, "This is crazy. I set the intention for spiritual friends, and here you are." And I'm like, "Me too." And then today it happened again. So I posted a video on my channel. And I literally said to Hope, the first girl, like yesterday or it might have even been this morning, I said to her that I was thinking about starting a podcast where I have just open discussions where I'm not the teacher, you're not the teacher, we're just equal playing field. It doesn't matter how many followers you have if you're just starting off, but like people learning from people, like-minded people, just sitting down and having an organic flow, like the ones me and Hope have, like the ones me and Melanie have, where we just talk about spiritual concepts, where the things we learn, we just drop little nuggets of wisdom, right? And I was talking to Hope about wanting to start a podcast where every episode is just a conversation about spiritual topics, where they talk and then I talk, and I just bring on different people, and some of them are big influencers and some of them are micro influencers, you know, some of them are friends, family members, just where we drop little nuggets of wisdom, right? And today I shared a video on my TikTok again where I was talking to spiritual leaders, like big influencers, about be careful, because even though you've been doing this for years and you've been in the biz for 20 something years, blah blah blah, that one of the biggest lies that you're told in the spiritual community is the concept of an ego death, and that if you feel like you've had an ego death, you're probably, ironically, operating from your ego, because you will never know everything. You will never permanently overcome your ego, and that's a lie that that your ego will tell you, is that, oh, you've had an ego death, you're fully healed, you can quit doing the work now, you know? And I filmed a TikTok about this, and this girl named Brianna, she commented on it, and she's got a channel too, and she commented on it, and then she stitched it with her own video, and then I commented on her, and exactly what I was talking to Hope about, that organic flow in that nugget of wisdom was happening so organically, so unforced, where she was teaching me something, I was teaching her something, we're just bouncing off each other, yes, oh my gosh, yes, thank you, you just verbalized what I've been thinking but I couldn't find the right words for. And then I'm like, can I share this on my channel? She's like, yes, absolutely, can I share this on my channel? And there was no gatekeeping of knowledge. There was no like, I'm the right one and I'm the teacher. There was no asserting dominance. There was no gatekeeping, because that's something you have to look out for. If a shaman or a guru or a teacher or an influencer is telling you, I know everything and I went to the big shamanic school and listen to me and I've had an ego death, or they're like trying to constantly, like, they only it's all about status and outside influence, and all of their spiritual workings are very much so focused on like manifestation and money, and they use a lot of trigger words like and some of this stuff is real. Like a twin flame is a real thing, but if all of their stuff is like twin flames and ego death and abundance mindset and make him obsessed with you, step into your dark feminine energy, watch out for those influencers, because a lot of them don't even realize, they're not even cognizant of the fact that they're not operating from their dark feminine energy. They're actually operating from their ego. They'll fall into this trapping of, my deities will go after you, and they'll come after you if you steal from my channel, or if you do this thing, and blah 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 blah. And they're making like micro assumptions. They're projecting onto you because of past trauma, past hurt. Like you'll come in and you'll have pure intentions, and you'll be a sweet person with pure intentions, and because they've been dealing with the narcissist for years and they haven't healed that yet, they'll perceive the way you approach them as love bombing. But little do they know you're not love bombing, You're actually like a neurodivergent person, and neurodivergents like love bomb too, but their intentions are pure, that you never finish doing the work, right? And that's what I've set the intention to do, is to continuously learn from other people, whether they have more followers than me or less followers than me, whether they are the same religion of me or a different one. I just want to have that organic conversation. That's what I'm being called to do in this next stage of my life. And then this Brie girl just pops right in, and it happens organically, and we message each other. We're like, we need to be friends, and we exchange numbers and we become friends. And then come to find out she has a podcast that she just started, and it's like a very similar thing, and we're like, well, we need to collaborate. And then now she's messaging me, and it's so beautiful, because literally just yesterday, Yes Theory posted on their channel, Thomas Bragg is doing a class where it's like helping storytellers learn, like basically they had to learn the hard way of storytelling and growing a YouTube channel and this, that, and the other. And he wanted to give all the ingredients, all the tips and the tricks for other storytellers, other content creators for free. Well, not for free, but without having to learn it the hard way. And the class is very affordable, and it's worth the price. It was only like $300 or something like that. Very, very, very worth it, okay? But my bank account's at $35. I don't have the money, and I want to do it so bad, because like I have the passion, I have the talent, I know this is what I'm meant to do, but I don't understand some of the more technical aspects of it. I don't understand editing. I don't know what mics to use. I don't know, some of the stuff they had to learn the hard way, right? And I want to take that class, and I want to learn it. And then here's this girl that recently just started a podcast, and she's like, oh, I've just ordered my second mic because I ordered this one, and this, so on and so forth. And she's like, I'll send you links. This one worked for me. This is the software that I use. And she's giving me this information without even having to ask. Like I literally said, I want to start a podcast. She goes, oh, well, this is how I started it. And it was so beginner friendly. And it was like an answered prayer, because there I was literally yesterday going, I want to take this class, but I can't afford it. And then Spirit's like, that's okay. That's okay. Here's some of the info. This is where you start. Some people, they have to learn it the hard way. They have to go through the school of hard knocks, Just a couple of days ago, I was talking to Hope about, how another content creator assumed that, my intentions were very not what they were. And, they told me that I was unoriginal, and they said some super hurtful things, and it, hurt so bad. And I was like, oh my God, that's not what I meant to do. And I wasn't trying to steal from you, and this, that, and the other. And I was inspired by you, and this, that, and the other. And I didn't post the video. I literally messaged this person asking permission to take a concept that they talked about during a channeled message and run with it and do a full-on 2-hour-long video on my channel. I wanted to give them credit. I wanted to link their channel. I went about it the right way, but this person misconstrued it as way off from what it actually was. And they began to, tell me that it was unoriginal, and that Spirit would attack me from stealing for them, and all kinds of crazy mess, right? It was bad. And I was telling Hope about this, and I was like, oh my God, I didn't mean to do, what I did. And She was like, honey, that's gonna happen, you know? And I got the download at the exact same time she was about to say it. I said, well, at least I learned this. And she goes, that's exactly what I was about to tell you. Oh my God, I'm so proud of you, you know? And I had learned that like my channel is very much so like in the beginning stages. I'm at like a couple hundred subscribers, you know, and that this stage is a blessing because I'm learning how to like harden my shell and how to like speak my truth without so many voices, without so many like trolls or whatever like coming at me. And you know, I'm learning my footing, and it's in these beginning stages where I'm getting to like sharpen my skills without so many eyes on me, you know, without so much pressure, because I am naturally an introvert. I'm way more extroverted online. Like this is more or less my comfort zone when I get into these rants. But if you put me in a room of like social media influencers physically, and you're like waiting for me to like rant like this, to teach like this, I'm very much so gonna take the more wallflower approach. And it's not only out of insecurity, but it's also because I want to learn. I want to gain those nuggets of wisdom. I believe in shut the fuck up and listen. I believe in learning from others and their nuggets of wisdom. And I am a little bit insecure. I am still very much so learning, right? So this is beautiful. And I feel so blessed. And I wanted to share that with you guys today. That Spirit works in funny ways. You want spiritually aligned friends? Ask. Spirit literally dropped them off. They found me. Ask. Ask, ask, ask. Healers support healers. Influencers support influencers. Girls supporting girls. That's what it's about. I love you. I love you. I love you. You're doing amazing, sweetie. Bye.